John Lusk here of Lusk Archery Adventures. Series testing, successful hunting. Today I'm going to be testing another cool head by VPA. It's their Omega 100 grain. So I've tested their larger Omega, I think it was 200 grain, I can't even really remember. And then they came out one with bleeders. Then they came out with 125 grain with bleeder. This one is just 100 grain with no bleeders. Really sweet looking, small, compact, lethal looking broadhead. So for all this testing, I'm going to be using my regimen for 2025. And for a detailed description of that, please check out the video I posted earlier this year called 2025 Broadhead Test Process. And for most of the shooting, I'm going to be using my new Elite Carbon Eon, loving my Elite bows. And I'm also going to be using my new Killer Instinct crossbow, the LogiX. Okay, really cool crossbow. And for all the arrows and bolts, for all the shooting, I'm using Bishop Archery stuff because it's really good. All right, let's zoom in here and go through some of these design features and specifications, and then put this Omega 100 grain to the test. Here's a good look at this 100 grain model of the Omega. And what they've done to reduce the weight to 100 grains is they've shortened it quite a bit to where this is just 0.75 inches long, I believe, beyond the end of the arrow. And then they've hollowed it out. And this is actually the same broadhead that you would use to insert the bleeders and make it the 125 grain model. So it's really kind of creative that you can do that. You can either shoot it 100 grains in a 2-blade, or you can shoot it 125 grains or a little bit more than that with the extra thick bleeders and the washer there like that. So the materials, it's made out of a single chunk, machined out of a single chunk of S7 tool steel, which is especially known for its incredible resistance to impact. Not only does it have a good Rockwell hardness of 56 to 58, so it can hold a good edge, but man, it resists impact about 5 times as effectively as a typical stainless steel broadhead, a 420 stainless steel. So that means it's not going to get nearly as nicked up or beat up, and you can keep reusing it over and over, and all you have to do is keep touching up the blade. So the cutting diameter on this is 1 1/16 inches, or 1.063 inches. And then the thickness, the blades, are 0.050 inches thick. So a little thicker than most blades to open up a nice wound channel. And you notice that it has this wedge shape from the front to the back, just to help give you a better mechanical advantage to penetrate extremely well. This is where mechanical advantage is a real deal thing, that when you're prying something apart. So this gives you a nice mechanical advantage to just kind of pry the tissue or the bone apart and allow the arrow shaft to glide through really easily. And you also notice this tanto tip. Okay, it's got this super strong tanto tip, and it's double bevel at this tip to allow it to penetrate into bone. Then it switches over to single bevel, and it starts with a double bevel of 40-degree bevel, and then it switches over to the single bevel of 26 degrees to give you a good rotation and make it a lot sharper as it cuts through like that. So the initial punch absorbs that impact, and then it can really cut the tissue. And it's also designed with this lay flat technology that you notice that, if I can angle it right, you notice like right there, kind of you can see it, that you just lay the blade flat. This blade and the ferrule, you lay it flat on a stone. Like I like to use a Stay Sharp Guide diamond plate. They have various degrees of coarseness. You start with the coarse, and then you get to the fine, but you just lay it flat. Super easy to lay flat. It doesn't, you can't mess it up, and you can just really sharpen it and hone it to a really good edge. Or you can use the Stay Sharp Guide C kit to give you a good guide, so you don't have to mess with it at all. Just hold it all in place. Now the price of these comes out to about $35 per broadhead, but I do have a discount code, LUSK10. LUSK10 will save you 10% on any order of any VPAs. Really look forward to putting this head to the test and seeing how it performs. The Omega got the 10 ring. It took 146 grams of force to cut through the wire, which is a 10 on a 10-point scale, plus a proportional bonus for being under the threshold of 200. It penetrated 9.5 inches. It only took an additional 3 grams of force to cut through the wire, which is a 9.94 on a 10-point scale. Plus, it'll get a bonus for both the sharpness and the edge retention being under the threshold of 200. It penetrated through 62 layers, which is an 8.86 on a 10-point scale. It rotated 85 degrees at 11.5 inches, and that's really good. The head's in excellent shape after the 3 shots through the MDF. And the head is still in pristine condition after the 2 shots through the steel plate. You can't even tell it's been shot. And then I want to show a difference in the holes of both of these Omegas, one without the bleeders that you can see there on the left, and then the one with the bleeders that you can see on the right. Pretty interesting. Here it is after all the durability testing, and my goodness, these things are about as close to indestructible as anything I've ever seen. I mean, really, really impressive. Even though it went deeply into the cinder block, like about to there, and after all the steel plate and the MDF, man, you still feel an edge all the way down to the tip. And I mean, you just don't even see any edge chatter there. This is 100% reusable. Just clean the concrete off and sharpen it up, and you're good to go. Very, very good durability. So what'd you think? Man, for a small cut broadhead, this thing is awesome. Okay, I'll just tell you, man, if you're looking for maximum penetration, or you have a lighter setup, or you're going after a bigger animal and you really want to maximize penetration and have incredible durability, this head is something really worth checking out. And I love the modularity with it, that you can use it with the bleeders and make it 125 grain. So you got kind of like 2 really amazing heads just with a simple switch like that. Really, really cool design to it. But hey, you check out the score sheet and see how it performed in the areas that matter to you the most, and see if it might be a good fit for you. And stay tuned for the overall cumulative score, as well as the corresponding Lusk grade. And also stay tuned for a list of all the discount codes that I can offer to save you some money, like VPA. Any VPA head, you can use the discount code LUSK10, LUSK10, and you save 10%. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Look forward to seeing you next time.